Well, we just shut the hood down on the old girl. I did get the exhaust manifold off and the top's all opened up, but I'm underneath there getting ready to burn some bolts off of the exhaust because, you know, head's rusted off and whatnot. And I did get the exhaust off, but while I'm down there, I noticed the frame's bad. And I'm like, yeah, shit, now I gotta weld up a frame. And front idler's gone on the motor. We found that out. We keep looking at all these things wrong with it. I got Carol down here and I said, what do you think? And I showed her the frame. She got down on the creeper and went underneath it. And we decided it's time. So we cleaned out all of our stuff. This old girl is on a one-way trip to a new home. Don't know if we're gonna sell it as a whole unit or scrap it at the junkyard. Haven't decided yet, but it's going. So for the rest of the afternoon, it's in my way, but I took the battery out of it, and without the battery, you can't get it out of park. So I got to pick it up with the tractor to move it out of here, and it just started raining. So anyway, I'm going to pull that jack out, and I'm going to do some welding here on this, and we'll call it good. When I get this stuff welded up a little bit, I'll bring you back. Well, we got that there welded. Had to go over that twice on that front corner. Had quite an air gap there. But, yeah, welded good. If you ever drilling through steel, going into a water jacket behind, put something in behind, even if it's thin. You hit that with a good sharp drill, you won't be 2-3 seconds going through it. So I'm just using this piece of chrome moly. It drills, you know, not wicked hard, but hard enough that you're going to know you're into it, and you'll also see it wiggling. And I'm going to start drilling these out and tapping them for 1/2 inch, and we'll get this here bolted up front, and then I'll finish welding. I've got the back welded because that's what's pulled in, but the front ain't pulled in here by, 1/8 of an inch anyway. So I want to get this pulled in, which will pull this back a little bit, and then I'll weld it. So that's what we're up to. Well, this is that back leg. Got the bolts all in it. They tapped kind of difficult because, you know, the taps aren't very long and stuff was in the way, but we got it done. And I've welded everything. And I'll tell you, it does a lot better job than what I can see. You'll notice here it looks pretty good, and then here I'm up a little high. I got trifocals, and I have a hell of a time getting into the focal range where I need to be. And but the thing really, I'll tell you, if I could see, I think I could weld with it. But it's good enough, it's gonna hold. I mean, you know, that's not a problem. But it was funny, the other day that I welded, and there's a fella from Australia, he commented, he says, stop wiggling that wire around, just sit there and hold and let it build out. And, you know, I'm used to welding with a stick there where I always have a gap and you work from one side to the other to keep the middle from blowing out. And I'm kind of used to that with a stick, and with this wire feed, you really don't have to do that. Unless it's, you know, giving you a blowout problem. But anyway, yeah, so he kind of got me slowed down a little bit and just letting it puddle up and, you know, work like it's supposed to. And it does a good job. So anyway, thanks for the advice. You know, I appreciate it. And I'm one of those people that I'm not an expert at anything, and I will take people's advice, you know, and I'll try it. If it doesn't work for me, then yeah, whatever. But I like learning from other people's mistakes. A lot easier than learning from your own, you know, the hard way. So anyway, I do appreciate the comments. So yeah, so this is where we're at now. I'm not gonna do any more on this tonight, I don't think. I might take the carburetor off in it. I'm gonna get ready. I gotta take off the generator, get rid of this belt. I'm about ready to undo this governor and see just what's in there and how bad them gears are. I'm kind of curious. I don't see any shims left. They've taken all the shims out of here. And, you know, it might be kind of a mess. I'm not sure. This thing and I don't know if it's, I've never seen one of these John Deeres wear stuff out like that. You know, just wore it off sideways. And I really attribute that maybe because this up here is worn off too. And I'm thinking that that clutch being off, it probably vibrated so damn bad that this stuff just sat there and, you know, was wearing itself out. Don't know if that's fact or not, but I'm kind of starting to maybe lean towards that a little bit. But anyway, I'm going to probably start taking stuff apart here. We'll see what's in the middle of this thing. Well, I had to show you this one. This is a 1/2 inch head, which is supposed to be a regular 9/16, but somebody put it in here because it was a little smaller. And I don't know if it's metric or if it's a tapered, you know, sheet metal type deal, but it is coming hard. I don't know if it's going to break or not, but not the right bolt for there. I don't know who it was that worked on this thing, but boy. Well, it was the right thread, but it's one of those automotive type bolts. And you can see right there, that shiny spot. There's a shiny spot there. This is kind of made like a triangle a little bit. So it's like a self-lock-in bolt. Yeah, I'm sure they used it just because it had a small head. But yeah, we'll fix that when we go back together. So anyway, got 2 more bolts here. I'll loosen this up. I'll bring you back when we pull this off. How's that for John Deere bolt, huh? Got them down here too. Anyway, gotta go get some Allen wrenches. Yeah, let's break this thing free all at once. We can all see it together. Oh shit, I got an oil line. There is an oil line in there. Well, I'll shut you guys off. I gotta get an oil line off. Yeah, you can see this line right here. That's the one you gotta undo the nut on. Anyway, I knew it was there. I just, in a hurry, not thinking. So anyway, we'll try this one more time. Beautiful. It's funny, a lot of this stuff's got part numbers written on it. Like it was just rebuilt. That looks like new pins. But he didn't. Oh. Oh, that's the inside of that gear is bad. Huh. Wow, that ain't supposed to do that. So, let me undo these 3 bolts here and we'll take a look at this thing. I cannot believe anybody would put that together like that. It's funny though, the teeth, they're worn, but they're not as bad as I've seen a lot of them. But the center sure as hell is bad. Wow. It's got a fairly new key in it. Yeah, guess we're gonna have to take this old girl apart. I'm hoping it's wear on the shaft. I can fix the wear on the shaft. On the inside of the gear, that might be another story. But yeah, I've never ever seen a John Deere do that. But I've only ever had 8 or 10 of them in my life, so you know, I'm sure there's guys out there that work on them all the time that have probably seen that. But this is where I'm going to quit for the day. My curiosity's been solved. Or satisfied, I should say. And yeah, just get this thing apart. Get this bearing off. I'll do some measuring in this, see how bad it's wallered out. If it's not wallered out too bad, I don't think you can machine these. I think these are harder than the hinges of hell. Because if I could machine it, I'd cut a new keyway into it. But, yeah, interesting. The rest of the stuff in here, you know, all that writing right there looks to me like this guy rebuilt this engine, you know, and changed the crank out in it. I think that this engine's been gone through. But the problem is there's so much stuff frigged up with a new rebuild that you wonder what's right and what's not, you know? Definitely gonna be interested. I'll probably end up going all the way through this engine just because you can't trust it. It's quite obvious with that gear there. So anyway, that's where we're at on this beast. I've got to find me some gas tank straps. That one there, I don't know, but this might go to a John Deere B. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it does. Because that yellow, that was on the old B, and I think I swapped out the tanks. But I don't know if that's a B tank or an A tank. Not sure where that came from. But anyway, pretty sure that tank will fit in that hood. But I need the straps. I gotta find those somewhere. I can make them. But the back one, towards the operator, mounts on the governor. So that one there, you know, but I still could make it. It's no big deal. Shit, we're making enough other stuff on this thing. What's the difference, you know? But yeah, crazy. On a rebuilt engine, you know? So anyway, keep safe, everybody. Don't hesitate to hit the like button and subscribe if you like this kind of junk. And yeah, we'll see you on the next one.